This is for the book lovers. I'm Nabwire.
Hi, I'm Marcella, and welcome to Bookish Banter.
So today we'll be discussing Sinners by Sarah Haluwa. Yeah, so this is a first for both of us in reading her books, and this is a spicy book. It's about life, love, just discovering your sexuality, and just reasons why you do things, how you do them. And yeah, it's about 10 babes. So I will be discussing them here and there, and just as a starter, I'll say everybody needs to read this book. So yeah, just for Sarah.
Yeah.
Let's have a toast.
Cheers. And it's fiction.
Yeah, this is a fictional book, so none of these stories are true, but if it relates...
But I mean, if the shoe fits...
It fits, yeah. Yeah, so I'll just start with one of the babes that really stood out for me in this book. Of course, I have notes, kama kawaida. Is Judy. So Judy's story for me, so I'll just put it like this. Imagine, like, you meet or you spot a handsome man across the street, but yeah, this babe is a bit older, but you're like, I mean, he's fine. He looks like he's doing well for himself. Yeah. But you just downplay because you're like, he probably wouldn't want me. I don't think I'm his type. He'd want somebody younger. That's what you're thinking in your head.
Yeah.
But this guy approaches, because you did approach first because you're like the owner of a club. You're a well-established babe.
mean, you have the money.
Yeah, doing good for herself.
Yeah.
So that's the situation with Judy. She's doing well for herself, very financially stable. She has grown kids and everything. And then this guy, she approaches to say, thanks for your service, And then he takes it. They have a bit of a conversation. She's thinking, this guy is just being friendly.
Yeah.
No, not really. So they start having casual conversation. It becomes a bit deeper. They're getting to know each other. So yeah, she obviously fell because he was pretty consistent over a period of time.
Giving her the moment to validation.
Yeah, so she's thinking, okay, maybe I'm just being too hard on myself. Like, I mean, I'm older, but that doesn't mean I'm not desirable.
Yeah, you know, pretty.
So maybe this young guy actually does like me. Yeah. So she akaingia box. And they start doing their thing. They're dating. But also in her age, she's not looking for like a casual thingy. Yeah. She wanted something a bit serious, which she also matched her energy. She's like, oh yeah, great, I love it. We're moving. Apple somewhere on the way. He proposes. After he proposes, okay, maybe let's live together. So it's floated. They're like, they discuss it. As I said, she's pretty stable. He's a foreigner because he's a Niger guy. A Niger guy who spotted
Mr.
her and
Obi.
vice versa. She's there at everything. And then this guy, they agree to live together.
But she's like, in her house.
Yeah, I have a house. Why rent when I have a house?
My own house.
Yeah. So as the manly African man that he is, he's like, okay, fine.
That you are,
Nitakubali, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you 1 million so that I just don't feel like I'm leaning on you. No, I'm still a man. I still want to hold my status. I'm not letting you like lead this relationship in that type of way. She's like, okay, fine, cool. Yeah, so 1 million. She had
actually refused it.
Yeah, she did. She tried to refuse, but she's like, okay, you know what? Why not? Cool. I mean, like, we're trying to start a whole thing, me and you, a family, and all that. So, money sent. Next thing, they're leaving. So, as I said, he's pretty consistent. He receives her at home. They spend a lot of time together. Their sex life is just amazing. Fireworks and the whole shebang.
I mean...
And then she comes home, always she's received, they're eating, they're doing what? Living life. And then...
And he's paying attention.
Hey, he's reassuring her. Like, every time she has like a split of, he's there, stable, staying with her. So, like, after just one of those good nights as they lay in bed, he does that.
Oh, yeah.
That kasai that it's like, okay, babe, what's wrong? Yeah. So at first he's like, no, I don't want to stress you. Yeah. And then she probes, of course, because like, I mean, you're my man. Why are you not
just
okay? Talk to me.
Communication and conversation.
Yeah. So after, a few minutes, eventually he's like, contract, business, ile deal like inakata. Corruption, nini, but nikakuwa na 10 million ndio niweze kulipa wase will be good. So
she returns zitakuwa
fiti. Wow. And then she's thinking future. She's thinking I love this she's thinking we're
He's
about
been
to
consistent.
They were a few weeks from getting married. So even her, she's like, yeah, because he put it as a problem. And then now it's like, now let's talk about solutions.
What can we do now?
So for her, she was like, that's a given. Like, of course I'm gonna give you this money. And then she's like, I can always take a loan against my business.
This thing of taking a loan.
Right? So at first she's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the 10M.
Yeah. But eventually she does.
She does get the money.
Yeah, she does give it to him. And until that point, like mimi nilikuwa nimebebeka na ye. Like I was like, this guy, maybe he is genuine and everything. So yeah. Maybe not the 10 million, but yeah, you know what? In her case, I was thinking she does have it. Like for you to be able to get such a big loan, you can get it. Yeah. So like, I mean, she's built up like her finances in that type of way. But I was thinking, wow, all that, okay, cool. But you know,
I mean, even if you love someone,
yeah, and then
a big risk.
The shocker of it all was like it was a con.
Like, it was a long con.
Like such a long con, like taking time. Because I was thinking about it, like imagine the whole time she's questioning, this guy is like, just maintain, you know how big you're gonna reap from this. Yeah. So like my question to you is, where was your head? Did you fall with me? Ama were you like suspicious? Because me, I was suspicious. I would have been like, let me give you 2 million. You know, at least.
And then that's what someone would do. Even just let me just give you kidogo money because that's what I have. Because we've had also the stories of you know. But 10M, I mean, how much do you love this person at Hawewe?
But now you see, she was thinking future. This is my to-be husband, because I think they were like maybe like a month at most, but a few weeks to their wedding.
Yeah.
So she's thinking, I mean,
yeah.
And then also in her head, maybe she was when you that whole thing of giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. Like if you're looking at it, like,
should you really?
Can you really been
live
for this long?
But 10M, obviously, that was a good deal. That was the deal.
Yeah, that definitely. So she's older. You can overlook that. You don't really like her. All these things you can overlook. But it's like,
spending time.
But that type of human being where you know this is just a game. All these things you're saying.
You must be a really bad person, honestly.
So caution. Like I think everything move with caution. Because
the funniest part actually was, for me, not funniest at haha, but the shocker, as you're asking, was when she comes home and she finds nothing. Exactly. Like on top of the 10 million nilikupea. By the way, you just come and
clean the house.
Clean the whole house. I mean, that was just crazy.
Yeah, I feel like
empty house.
That's like you're a psycho. You have to be a psycho. Because like she was good to you. Like even if in the beginning maybe she was just a target.
Yeah.
But after spending all this time, you have to like
invested. Yes.
Kawaya kameachana where you're like, I don't
really
care. I don't care. Not say juicy wezi because I can't carry this house. Like I don't care about this babe. I don't care about
Kabisa. I'm not there with you. What? Niko kazi, masani ya kazi.
So yeah, even in the even like the rich established babes, stay vigilant. Because some of these people just see you as like a bank. That's it.
I mean, now probably me, I read the story. And there was a stereotype. I don't want to say the stereotype. Maybe you can guess. But yes, in my head I was thinking, oh gosh, the stereotype is gonna do the thing at one point. I just didn't know how it's gonna unfold. But I knew that this is something that has happened over and over in this whole Africa and elsewhere.
Yeah. But like that's the thing though. There's like the exemptions. It's not all of them. Now you see, if you're for sure. It's like there's always stereotypes about babes, stereotypes about men, stereotypes about you have them. Pretty sure she had it, but this person stayed so consistent to change your mind. For sure. Because even you don't want people to think about you as a stereotype. Think of me as a person. So she did that and she learned, and I'm sure like for her, like her walls are
next
up
time now walls is heavens.
Can't be her.
Not me.
Your babe who just shook everything.
But let me just say that all of these babes are extraordinary and all the stories are dope. But okay, so the one that just it's not a new concept, but it was Diana. Diana is she's not an old lady, but she's married. Yeah, in her 40s. She's in her 40s, and So I think, what was she going to do to at her friends? She was going to buy something.
To pick a microwave.
Yeah. So she was going to her friend's house to pick a microwave. But then when she's there, she meets this guy who is the nephew to the friend, George. Now George is very handsome and hot and wow. And
a young thing, with the six-pack and the whole thing.
The one thing that wowed her was the confidence of George, which is also actually it's confidence that people in campus have. They're macho and they know they got it. I mean, I have like six-pack and have good looks, and now I'm here dirty and looking hot and anyway. So Diana is like, this guy Mbona, why is he having so much confidence? But then he asks for her number, right? So in this context is what wowed me. It's not even shocking, it's actually wowing, is the fact that George gets from class, comes to see Diana in her house. Is it house? Mm-mm. No. In a house. And we're talking about sexuality, right? And what are the buzzwords? Okay, anyways, but he comes to see her, and of course, what the plan is. The plan here is just a sexual encounter, right? But I think Diana did not think, oh my God, that this dude has this much stamina. But she had like an awesome time taking care of her, telling her this.
The reassurance.
And reassuring. And he was gentle.
Even places where it was a bit awkward, he laughed, then guided
they
her
they both were laughing. And like at the age of 40, I don't think like your sex life is, you have like moments where you laugh. It's usually more of a chore because now you're married. It's like, okay, let's just get done with
for the ones who are married, but for the ones who are single,
I mean, yeah,
they say your sex life is best for women in that 40s.
The age, okay. Anyway, but in this particular context, Diana was just in a very boring,
because for her, she was sheltered, and I think her sexual experience were maybe 1, 2, and like with her husband, because she got married young, she settled young.
In fact, it said she had like 2 only.
Yeah, and then she had like they had a very big age gap between her and her husband. I think 18 or 17 years.
18, yeah.
So already
because she was 20, and he was 30.
Exactly.
Is it? Yeah, 18, 38. Yeah.
So they had a big age gap between them. So they just didn't have that. Their marriage didn't have that playful dynamic. Exactly. It was very serious. Like we're getting into this. We're having
kids and whatnot.
Yeah, and all that. And then I think towards the end, what was it? He was infertile or something. Yeah. So their dynamic was
sex life.
So she just never had somebody who was there to please her.
Yeah.
This was like a very new experience, and just the thrill, and just as you said, the confidence of this guy.
Yes.
And I feel like his was silent confidence, where he came and he knew what to do and left.
Came and conquered.
Yeah, and he just stuck in her mind. So that type of thing where he sticks, as opposed to we have Nancy's story where she was looking for, because you know how people would be sliding in DMs and everything. So she had that Kawan guy who's always in your DMs. You post a photo, you look good. If I got you such
things I could do to you.
Yeah, he's always teasing, and in the beginning she did ignore, because she's like,
she was in a relationship,
and she was doing good. So she'd always ignore him until she was no longer in a relationship. Then she was like, let
me just hit this guy up.
I need someone. And he maintained his
sexual.
The thing with this guy, he had zero personality except just
the sex.
Yeah, the sexting. Not even it was just always sexual. He was just always ready, and he sold just
a great experience.
Yeah, a great experience, an insane dream. He's that guy. When you think about men out here, you need to think about me.
I am the guy.
Top 3. So he sold this dream to her, and she ate it up, and she ate it up completely until they set a date. And they got a B&B and everything. And the smart man that he thought to come with food. But
he saved the day with the food.
He tried to save. He did not save the day. He tried. The food helped, but now because he built up such high expectations, and then could barely deliver.
He could not deliver
and then
all. Such a bad experience.
He completely panicked and didn't know how to handle it.
The baby.
Yeah, and then because they didn't have anything to fall back on, let's
laugh.
Stories I actually know what to do. So you can say, I've been a bit stressed, where you can redeem yourself.
Communicate.
Yeah. So he's just, oh my gosh, I felt so bad for him, but at the same time,
but he tried to salvage, and then he just messed it up the more. He did.
How did he try to salvage?
The time he was just should we say, like he was kissing her all the time, like let me
he was panicking. He was panicking. Like he could have taken a step back and just owned that.
It's not
like
today.
Laughed it off, like
wow. Oh, like the way Nani did it.
Oh my goodness. It happened, let's reschedule or something. But for him, I think his ego was really bruised and he didn't know what to do, and he was panicking. He was just like fumbling and everything. And then the babe was disappointed because her expectations were
off the roof,
over the sky, just insane. So they sat there awkwardly and ate this chicken.
Would you really?
I'd say just be quiet, like this other guy,
like
this
young thing,
just come.
You just do your thing.
Do whatever you need
whatever you need to do.
Yeah, because
if it's a great experience, it's a great experience.
Yeah, and had he said nothing,
like, I mean, there would not be anything to compare with.
Yeah, ingekuwa like, oh, you know what?
It's okay. That's today is just one
happens.
Of those. But
and then come on, Amanda home. So yeah.
So for me, Diana she got a great orgasm, and we're all about great orgasm. No faking.
And one thing that I love that Nancy said about this what's her name?
Max.
Yeah, this guy who just did not deliver towards the end, because he was like, oh no, give me another chance. And she said there should be no rest for the wicked who promise good sex but don't deliver. Oof. So I just don't promise. Just go there. At least ukichoma, it's okay.
Hakuna kitu ya kukompea.
Kujibu aseme umwambie wa. So next time,
maybe let's try out next time. I'm gonna be better.
Yeah, and also have a different personality besides like how good you can give it. Like, you work, something else. Just memes. Let's just talk about memes.
Say something. Build something up. It always begins from
just something else to
lean on.
Imagine this is what I'm watching on Netflix.
Or let's talk about politics.
Yeah, anything.
Always
go.
Anyway, we're joking. Also, I was just tying this orgasm stuff. You see, this one got a great orgasm. Then there was that one who had a fake orgasm. You remember Habiba?
Yeah.
Who was just doing it for the money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's chapter 5, the pillow talk.
Because she was basically in a situation where the Sponyo
sugar daddy,
like
he wants assurances, right?
Yeah, she's there for like emotional support to listen and whatnot. And then her boyfriend, who wasn't doing anything else but just service her.
In fact, because she was the one who was doing the rent, so the sugar daddy really just have to please him.
Yeah.
So fake orgasms also work sometimes. I guess.
They do with the situation, because she for some weird reason she wanted to maintain them both. Because she worked around this. Because she had to post, on the Instagram and everything, because this Sponyo would work with like big money and everything, and then like the boyfriend,
she was like the Bob the boyfriend was the one who was giving her like great sex
and
life.
That's the only reason why she maintained him. Otherwise there's nothing else.
There's nothing more he was doing in that house,
and he didn't really try to do more. He didn't really try to converse with her. No. Like even just the emotional bit of the relationship, he was very absent. Financially he's absent, ambitious wise he's absent. So this is the one thing that he did did well. So she had to...
So good for him.
Balance. But also with another babe who also had a Sponyo. Hers was, where we have the Brayo coming in.
Brian.
So basically this is like Mheshimiwa situation.
Yeah.
And we all understand like Mheshis and, politicians and stuff. Like you have a lot of people around you, like PAs, So this guy literally did have people around him. So they meet... This babe spots him, and for her, she had one goal in mind. She just wants like one permanent Sponyo to just set off her life. Like that's why she was doing it. So aliona umse na akamark. Nakasema huyu
this one has to work.
She not even has to, because she knows he has the money. She's like, this one will be able to finance the lifestyle that
she wants.
I'm envisioning.
Yeah.
So akamark, she's like, you know what, imekuspot nini, and she thought it's just that easy. Like you go and you can just go make your case.
Look nice, talk nicely, but what?
Brayo
is the gatekeeper.
Brayo ni nani?
Lazima upitie kwa Brian kabla uende binguni.
So Brayo literally has to vet all these babes.
And by vetting, you know what we mean.
Yeah, and he's so proud of his side.
Climb a bed.
Panda kitanda.
Panda kitanda. Yo, yes. So now Brian vets and he says, okay, tick. We're gonna give you a chance to see the boss, Mahesh, the ugly dude. My God. Yes.
Yeah, but she didn't even care if
it's not about
ugly.
the looks, really.
Yeah, she didn't care if he's ugly. If he's
as long
a
as
shoe.
you have the money.
She was looking at the end goal because she was not getting into it because of anything but elevation of her lifestyle.
Overlook.
Yeah, that's why she even tolerated. Like, okay, she's like, oh, I have to go through Brayo. Okay,
it's fine.
I will. And she did go through him, and then she got to the Mhesh for them to just give her that that HR response.
What did they say?
She said, we'll get back to you.
How do you?
Oh no! She said we'll be in touch.
We'll be in touch.
She asked the Mhesh, so will I see you again? She's like, we'll be in touch. So she's not even sure if she's secured this bag. That's what ilikuwa inamuasha. And then Brayo with his face coming there and giving her like 36K.
You must be what? You must be.
He must really like you.
Yeah, he must really like you.
He just usually gives 30,000.
Amekuongezea 6,000. Okay, really. Anyways, pole kwake. I hope they called her. In real life, I hope they called her again. Or she would just come again and try. Or try on another Mahesh.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, for her, she knows what she's doing
about the moolah.
Like, she knows what she's doing for her. This is very much like a business transaction.
Yeah.
Oof. So she knows what she's getting
But she
into.
felt vibaya because she didn't get the kind of whatever she wanted. Alisikia vibaya. The HR statement.
Yeah, because she wanted him to say, she even said, I wanted to be
the only woman.
His only girl.
Yes.
So like his go-to. Every time he needs something, he hits me up. So that response, that wasn't it. It was, because after he was done, he was just like, quick, back to business.
Yeah, I have a meeting.
And then it's a very, very vague response. I'll see you, we'll be in touch, or I'll see you again when.
Is it a business meeting that we just had?
Could be next year. So she's just...
And the way they also like the sex was just...
But she didn't have the thing with her, she didn't have expectations for the case. She had zero expectations for his handsomeness. Just am I a permanent, pale
am I the guy?
Kwa salary,
akitry papasa afterwards kumtengeneza collar nini.
She went there on a mission. Na anataka results. Hizi zingine hizi zake ni nitty-gritties. Whether he was good or not doesn't matter. Looked good or not doesn't matter. But will you call me again and soon? And will this be permanent? Like nikwe pale kwa payroll. That's what she's trying to do.
Well, I hope she would try the second time or on another guy. No one knows.
Okay. And then there's like the one who opposite, where same case scenario where this babe knew what she wanted, which was like she meets this guy when they're young. I'm speaking about June.
Yeah.
Like speaking like meeting a guy and building we've built together, like tumetoa na uni, like they have like people who are looking from the outside, you're like, oh my gosh, that's
such a perfect family.
Yeah, perfect family, good couple. They're middle class, they're doing well for themselves. They've grown together like from uni. She has her career going. Well. He has his career going. And she's thinking, wow, this is life. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Until like kumbe the whole time, this is her hobby that she loves.
The sister used to live with them, right?
Yeah.
Because she was apparently she was good with kids. Right?
She was good with kids.
So now you can imagine the coincidence of her being good with kids and the hubby like checking her out, nini. And then now, wow, this happens.
Yeah. And if anything, you want your sister to say no and come and confide. If it is your husband who made that first move.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, that's what you'd want. Like your sister to come and say.
But then Ali was making a move on me.
I didn't like, at least now if you're in denial, now that's a personal problem.
Yeah.
But the fact that whoever made the first move, and even if it's your sister, you'd also want your husband to come
tell
and say.
You, like you guys take accountability.
Yeah,
right?
your sister, what she's doing.
Yeah, to
Ebu tell her to like get out.
I think both of them were like,
it's the fact that nobody, like whoever made the move, it's the fact that the other one ulikubali. So now they're over here. I know this babe does, which I think is so difficult to do. I don't think I would do it.
I wouldn't.
She set up like CCTVs in the house.
Yeah.
And
she got a DCI guy.
Yeah. And she was able to watch.
She was watching the whole
be explicit. Because of course they don't know and they're in her house and everything. But just the
performance.
Not even the heart for you to be able to watch this from beginning to end. Because like you can just see the beginning and see where this is going. And done, like, you know what?
No, but she watched it.
I think she was sort of in denial because it's like I've known this man for so long, but it's like I'm watching another person.
But do you really know anyone? You really don't know.
But you don't.
At the end of the day, you would not know someone 100.
But it's fine if I don't know you, but I don't expect that type of betrayal in my house because I could have walked in.
Yeah.
They were literally in the sitting room.
Yeah. It's like they really don't give a shit about you.
And also it's the fact that he was completely different with the sister than he was with her.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's something that made her keep watching, because I know you. Yeah. Hermine, this is
like,
you.
this is what you can do.
Yeah, with the sister, it's like, you know,
maybe theirs was just always like vanilla.
Yeah, exactly. He was always like, no, I can't do that. I can't.
Or probably they didn't even talk about it. It was just like out of obligation. And then now here he's like, kumbe attack on initiative.
Exactly.
Kumbe pia, what?
It's like she's watching another person with like the face of her husband.
Yeah.
And it's like, it would have been better had he sort of said in conversation or in argument, but you know, you're boring, you're too vanilla, something. But he said nothing. She was blissfully thinking that we have such a good relationship.
We're just okay with our boring sex.
So it's like, these guys are another person. And then the betrayal of the hubby and the sister. And then the joy on their faces.
They're happy about it.
Oh,
in fact,
gosh.
Sweating with glow. They are glowing out of it.
Yeah, but it's like how she ended it and what she said, which is
that's shocking.
The wrath of a woman scorned is just out of this world. That's something, you know,
she
even
it with so much grace.
Yeah, she did. Because I expected, my thinking was she's gonna kick the sister out or kick both of them out, and give no explanation.
Just walk out with a kiss,
or walk out and give no explanation, because you two know what you did. But hers was just to the extremes, and she was just like, you know what? She went and had somebody to finish, and unalive this guy. And then her statement that day where she was like, "Baby, make sure to wear
the blue suit
that I got you
for your birthday."
Yeah.
Hiya.
And then she's like, you never know, you
never
might
know
be on the news.
That's very psycho.
Huh?
That's very psycho.
Yeah, but you know, as it's like sometimes it's the extremes that you push somebody to.
Yeah.
Because you know, you don't know what your actions can make somebody do.
And the funniest, not fun, what am I saying even funniest? But right before she said the blue suit, I think it was narrated that she made a good meal.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Knowing fully well that night they might even make love for the last time. And they did. And then now she says the comment of the blue suit. Kesho unaweza kuwa kwa news.
Yeah. Knowing, because like, you know, like such a thing, like somebody has been shot in the streets or something like that, it'll be on the news.
And she will cry.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Loudly.
I'm the wife.
Very loudly.
Oh my God, the guy.
Why did they target him?
What?
So it's like some of these things that you do. As much as you can say, I would react like this, you don't know the extremes that another person would. Yeah. As in, kama umechoka, imagine just
leave.
Leave.
Don't do those things. Yeah. Don't kill someone. Let him just go and have this shenanigans with Eva.
No, don't kill someone. You are you cheating? If you're tired, leave.
We're not advocating for killing people.
We're not advocating for, but I'm saying she didn't sit and think, I'll kill him one day.
Obviously.
This is something that she thought about after their actions. So this wouldn't have come to this had you said, listen, I'm just feeling like I'm not feeling this anymore. Yeah. Not to say that she wouldn't have, she might still react the same, but at least you're not like betraying. Also, you don't need to jump every time, especially but some people love risk. Like in her house, yeah. So
they were like, even if she finds us, we love each other.
I don't think that's how they. I think this guy would have angeshtuka. I feel like the guy would have been like,
it was not me.
I didn't want to do. And also, because they don't know that she has this video evidence. So how much do you know? I feel like it will be that situation of deny. Maybe they're thinking, maybe mtu alikuambia, somebody saw us together. You know.
It's interesting because she did not even mention. Did she mention about the betrayal?
She never mentioned it to anybody. So
even
like this is
literally
him,
like during this meal,
this is literally like her immediate reaction. That's why I'm saying you don't know how somebody is going to react in a certain situation. Because maybe she'll have those moments of after it's done. That's when she's like, okay, or maybe I overreacted. Especially since I don't have a husband. Yeah, she also didn't mention like speaking to like a friend or somebody ndo kwambie that's a bit extreme. Yeah, because also just like soundboarding with somebody really helps sometimes. It's never that serious. Let the man go. But now sasa alifikiria solo ni kama alikuwa nao mtu DCI on speed dial. Kama
just do the thing.
Yeah, so like reactive people. Yeah, but as the that's your wife, so you should have known she's reactive.
Would he? Maybe it would have been the case of him also not knowing, not like this is you, June. ni wewe una react hivyo. Yeah, like imagine like if he was dying and he was looking at her, and probably, okay, this is just a hypothetical situation, probably like the time this person is like shooting the guy, and of course he's not going to be done like ati tumeka hivi ndo anashutiwa, but imagine the scenario where he's like, yeah, so June sent us, and he'd be like, siamini my wife can do this, right? Yeah, so atawekwa kichake, it would be like, you really don't know people.
But I think at that point in time, if you ask yourself, I can't be, there's that one thing. Kama amejua hii, then that's why. I feel like 1 + 1
would
I feel like you have that moment of why if you don't have anything, like you can't think about, but if you have like that side piece, because kuna ule mtu hata ujua like if I'm caught,
this is it.
Imeenda kabisa. And then there's the one who like she has such a good man.
Linda.
Like good like
sweet. He's a sweet guy.
He loves peace and happy in the argument, and then he's sort of like he just goes with the flow. He gives like,
and he's giving Linda everything.
Yeah, anything that she wants, he's giving.
What kind of love is that even? Like, is it unconditional love?
Yeah, and I think some people there's just some people who just have insane level of calm. Like not everybody is just
reactive and what
and all that. They're just calm. That's just who they are.
Yeah.
So for her, she decided to like go explore things outside her marriage and see. And there's this guy who just intrigued her, and she's like, there's something about you.
Yeah.
And she followed through with the thing until the end, and then eventually he just did not deliver at all. Like, granted, for him at least he didn't oversell himself. He just came and yeah. But I think for him he was just the Lulu in his head, or maybe like he's had like previous situations where he's hyped up.
Someone is
like you're the best.
But most babes do that. Most babes usually hype up dudes, even if they had a really bad experience. Be like, if you want something from the dude, you're definitely gonna
you'll hype. Yeah, so I think he was hyped up in his head. He was the man.
I am the guy.
He was that guy.
Give you the experience.
After one night with me, you will see what you've never seen, and it was just terrible. Yeah, and then
what was the question?
She just kept tolerating it and hoping. I think in her she was like,
let's see
like she wants this to end as soon as possible. But this guy is just there, persistent,
asking. Because I think the turn off was, why are you asking? Come on.
Because for him that
he wants the validation.
In his head, not even validation. It's like, I'm communicating, we're talking. So in his Delulu mind, he's like, are we there? Let's get there together, babe. That's the type of dynamic that he wants. And one big thing that got me with her story is like after the end of it, she's just so angry, and she got like such a waste of scene. And
yes.
And also on like going home, like her last statement where she said, so the guilt and feeling bad and just how bad of a situation it was, she tells her hubby,
that like, actually slept
I'm
with
so sorry
someone.
I slept with someone. And then in his nextness he says,
people make mistakes.
Yeah, people make mistakes. So then she's like, why?
He said, it's all right, mistakes happen. Saying softly.
Yeah, and then in her head she even said, like, is he gay? Like, why is he so like he didn't even hesitate. He didn't even get like
like kwa nini
he was just like it's like
it's okay. I mean, it's okay. Just come back, my baby. Yeah.
This is good. Anyways, movie I'm like Kibamba.
Oh gosh. Anyway, this Nick guy was an idiot. I'm just saying.
I think because he's just been, as you said, babes have pumped him.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not that he was born. Babes have pumped him, and now he thinks he's that guy. And I feel like because he's been pumped for so long, it's so hard to undo that. Unless one babe is really honest with him, but in his head he goes around.
The girl now would be the one with the problem if you would correct him.
Yeah, exactly.
You see here, he says, what about now? Are you close? He keeps on asking.
Yeah, over and over again.
And now, as in you don't ask a babe, and now, like, see, you just do whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you?
But I think it's also he kept asking because she wasn't reactive, because there wasn't anything to react to. So she was just, can we
close this now, please?
Yeah. But as we finish off, I really want us to talk about Kate's story. Because Kate, so she's there. She's planning, I think, an engagement.
It's engagement party.
With a fiancé.
Yes.
And then this guy says that line of, "Oh, it's actually you I wanted." First of all, man. And then after that, so they start flirting a little bit. They end up they end up getting some action and everything.
Yeah.
And then afterwards the baby's like, okay, you're good, so then you finish me off. And then the guy felt so insulted, and in my head I was like, why is he feeling that she's insulting him by asking to also get the same? Like, it's like he was guilting her and like shaming her for it. Like, no, why are you not satisfied? And she's clearly telling. And now this is what Nick should have done after. Like, she's clearly telling you she's not there, she's not satisfied. But he's making it about himself now. And he's feeling insulted when she's just saying it's not even
about you. It's
not about your size or anything or your game. It's just
and it's okay. Like,
it
happens.
And then he really turned the tables from, it's actually you I wanted to. I didn't know, like, even your bestie said you're such an easy lay.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then something about this story is, as babes, like, I don't think don't have a friend if it's a fake friend. If it's those we know we're in a toxic friendships and we just keep stealing each other's men.
I remember there was like a phrase. It said here, like, she didn't hate Vicky, not at all. They had been friends, right? But sometimes she harbored some resentment towards her. Why? Because she was smarter, she was prettier, and she was getting all the jobs and opportunities.
Exactly.
So deep inside, yes, okay, so Nabira is my friend now, but why is she getting like all the attention? She's getting the dude even, and I'm not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, in such a scenario, why would you be jealous of your friend if like, why even be the friend if, like, you just
don't
hold so much resentment?
Also, it makes you feel bad because you're carrying a lot of baggage and
because if you're like, if you're genuinely not happy, if somebody's telling you, Marcela, you're telling me, I got a job. It's like, if that congratulations is not genuine, then why?
Congratulations, and then you go outside and you're like,
I'm engaged, I'm pregnant, we bought a house. It's always like you're just pissed.
But babes have that thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, what's the point of having a toxic where you have to fake it all the time?
Yeah.
Then you'd rather just not have that friend, like, or rather find a place because it's okay. Sometimes jealousy is important to say, oh my God, I'm so happy for you that you're getting married. But I feel a little bit bad that I'm single. And it's something we can talk about. As opposed to like faking that friendship or chinyamaji, I'm always trying to like seduce your man. Then I always say, like, it's always not the same. Like, just because you told me my man is great, he treats me well, just because I steal him doesn't mean he'll treat me the way he treated you.
Because it's different.
Because for me he'll just come like, okay, basically you're just an easy lay. So like, it's so bad because she ended her chapter with she took a photo of her and the man and then she sent it to this friend and said he was such an easy lay. It's like, it's so childish.
Why are you telling now your friend?
Okay, now you've taken my man. Okay,
so
and then it's like you don't get a trophy. I don't get it. So I feel like
competition.
Healthy relationships is important, but also healthy friendships. Like, if we don't have like a good open toxicity,
imagine it makes you,
it's never that serious.
You carry a lot of things that you don't need to carry. You will not achieve so much in your life because you're constantly thinking, so umefika wapi. You're constantly checking
comparison. Ukisikia mtu amepata promotion, you're there trying to kill yourself to get a promotion.
I also want to get a promotion to look just like her. If she gets a car, I'm gonna get a car. If she's married, I'm gonna
if they're treated, they have gone to Australia, you want to kill your man to be able to have him take you to the same Australia
right now.
Like, it's like so bad. They start a business, you want to kill yourself trying to and then if your support is like half-assed, you're like, I mean, you can go buy, like, she sells jewelry, but but as in you don't have to, like, just
babes, get genuine relationships. I feel like having a genuine companionship with someone, a friend also, it's more wholesome because you guys build each other even mentally,
especially
you
like
female, even in the inside.
There's just something so
camaraderie, that thing is
so
just
great about like female friendships, like just how they will hold you up, how they will support you.
If you get a good group of girls, I promise you,
even if it's just one person, just come into it with a genuine heart and open communication, because sometimes, especially in the beginning, you have to sort of learn each other. So tell them, you know what, me, I didn't like how you said the other day. And also
the difficult conversation.
When you're learning like each other's humor. When you I felt I got insulted. Instead of like holding in this resentment, and then when they tell
now
you
want to do some revenge shit,
big things, like no. During their wedding day, that's when you're like, that's her.
You're gonna dance kwanza. You're the one who's giving uko mastingo.
You're overdoing it. It's like, no.
Come on,
imagine sis. A healthy. Let's do like healthy circles.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think that's a really awesome book as well. I feel like, hey, this month we've done heavy and awesome topics for this month for as books to read, and they've all brought out this aspect of conversation, communication, also being better, inner healing, enjoying yourself. Kwanzaa, this one's for the babes, like choosing you. Always choose you, always, and make sure you're having the best experiences, right?
So yeah, and also like being vocal, being vocal, because sometimes, just as we said, even the way Nick was pumped up in his head, sometimes it's up to you, because people can't read your mind. So like in every like zone of life, like work, relationships, sexually, like you need to speak up for yourself so they understand. Oh, okay, like this. Oh, you don't like. Oh, I'm crossing a boundary. Yeah, so such things. Yeah. Your rating?
My rating. Honestly, this is like, as she said earlier, this is our first book for Sarah Haluwa. She's a very good writer. She has humorous and witty like lines and way of like communicating the story. And the stories are, the way you can read different stories in a book, they're separated in such a way that you cannot pick this one from this one. You get, and it's awesome. It's wholesome and funny. I will definitely recommend. So 4.8. This is good. This is a good book. I recommend. And it's so cheap, actually. You should get it from Textbook Center.
Yeah, I also really love her book. I feel like it's so well written and so well explained. And it's like, being that we live in Nairobi, it's like you've had the story of
Nairobi, yes.
Basically like life's up and downs and like decisions of babes and whatnot. Like also, just as she said, like her humor is great. It comes out. I feel like humor is one of those things that it can be a hit or a miss.
Yeah.
So hers were definitely hits. So well written. She explains this babe so well. Their thoughts. That's one thing I love about books, because it allows you to be in like somebody's head. I really love it. I highly recommend. Let's support our own. I'll also go, I think, with the 4.8. Yeah, this is a good book, and like we haven't even spoken about all the babes, and like even reading about it gives you like the juice of just so this is a good one to get into. So read it, and then also like tell us your thoughts, if you just got it, if you read it, stories that stood out for you. Let's talk about it in the comments.
Let's talk about sex more often, and what works for who, what works for what, especially with your partner. Make sure you have a conversation about it.
Right? Don't stay quiet. I think, as we said, just being vocal in all walks of life is just very, very, very important. So as just also in the theme of, because this month we were dealing with like just starting from our own, which is Kenyan authors. So those were the books that we were reading for this month.
And women Kenyan authors, right?
Kenyan authors, because we did Jackson Biko.
Oh, there was Jackson Biko. By the way, okay, so this month
we were doing Kenyan authors. So we have Jackson Biko's Drunk, we have Sarah Haluwa, Sinners, and then we have the Confession series, both men and women from Joanne. So that's what we were tackling this month. So for next month, our theme is your go-to recommendation book. So if somebody asks you just one book that somebody is saying, I want to get into reading, or this is, I've been in a slump, what's your go-to recommendation book? So we'll have 4 books for that. So I'll have my own, which will be Pretty Girls. Pretty Girls. We'll add information of the author in the comments, because I can't remember currently. And then we'll have Marcella's book, which will be...
my book is, I have read it, however, it's going to be on TBR for this one. So Homegoing by Yagyasi. Yagyasi is also an African author. So yes, we'll tell you all about it on the comments or like on our social pages, but definitely recommend that one.
Because the ones that we're recommending are like 5 stars for us. And then something that I have forgotten to mention is the why. So why is it your go-to? And the book in itself. So mine is Pretty Girls. It's a psychological thriller, and it's because it's just full of plot twists. Like literally, this is one of those, you know how you can start a book and know how it's gonna end? This one is like full of plot twists. Like you don't know anything. You guess next? You're wrong. Okay. So your reason?
My reason was just basically because it talks about like history, slavery, and how the beauty, in fact, I don't want to say so much, but the beauty of the book is that home, like these people, the journey comes from Africa all the way to slavery, coming back to Africa. And it's interesting because it's generational. And so
over a course of
a long period of time, many years, but then they always come back home. So yes, that's why I'm choosing this particular book.
Okay. Yeah. And finally, we also have our editor Washera, and her book of the month, her go-to recommendation book is called Mindfuck series. Yeah, so it's 5 books in one.
Yeah.
Also a psychological, or it's more of a thriller, very well written, plot twist. Yeah, I will say for my book and Washera's, they have trigger warnings, so look into that before you get into the book. And then for our 4th book of the month, we'd like you to tell us what's your go-to recommendation book. So we'll pick amongst the list, or the one that we find like is a bit repetitive. That's the book that we'll pick. So yeah, our theme for next month will be go-to recommendation books.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it
yes,
from us today. Let's keep interacting. We appreciate your support.
Continue watching us, and karibuni tena sana, and share some more on all of your social media.
And be vocal about your thoughts. I mean, that's what we said we want.
Yeah. Also, please just live this life entertaining yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
With that said, see ya on our next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.